The Living Waters Bible in Santan Valley. And then following that, I've asked Supervisor Vitiello to give our Pledge of Allegiance. Welcome.
Well, let's pray.
Those that wish to join us, if you just please stand.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, sir. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this great county that we live in. Lord, I'm just praying that this year that everyone that lives in this county will just see your hand in their life, Lord, just that they'll be protected, that this will be a great year. I pray for every supervisor, Lord, that you'll give them wisdom over the districts that they're leading, that you'll guide them, Lord. And I'm just asking that this year would be a blessing for all the residents and everyone that lives and resides in Pinal County. And bless today's meeting. May it just go peacefully. We ask all this in your precious name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There is no comment.
Welcome to the Pinal County Board of Supervisors meeting January 8th, 2025. This is our regular meeting. Before we begin, if I could just read a few remarks. Today, it marks the beginning of a new chapter for our board, and I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our newly elected colleagues, Supervisor Rich Vitiello. I just want to make sure I get that correct. My wife makes fun of my Spanish, so. And extend our, we're excited to have him join us and look forward to his fresh perspective, his energy, and ideas that he'll bring to the table. I would also like to take a moment and acknowledge the hard work that my other fellow supervisors, Supervisor Miller, Supervisor Surdy, and Supervisor McClure, for the efforts and the work that you've done over the course of this last year, along with working with me in some of the things that we've been able to need to do and accomplish here within our county. Our whole goal and purpose is to serve Pinal County to the best of our abilities, and I feel confident that we've done that, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Each of us brings a unique set of experiences to this board, but we are united by a common purpose to serve the people of this great county with integrity, transparency, and a shared vision. As we move forward, I encourage all of us to continue building on that progress through respectful and thoughtful dialogue, keeping our shared mission at the forefront of everything that we do. Thank you for your dedication with that, and let's proceed with today's agenda. To begin with, we have the Pinal County Manager's Report. Leo?
Good morning. Thank you, Chairman. It's been a long time coming, and it's been a lot of hard work with our staff and with you all and with legal on drafting a comprehensive update to our Pinal County zoning code. It's been a multi-year process, and we're reaching a landmark in that process to where the Planning and Zoning Commission is going to review a draft, and if they recommend it, to be released to the public for public comment. It's a 90-day comment period. It'll go from, if the P&Z Commission recommends release, it will go from January 16th through April 15th of this year. And the way that we're asking the comments to be submitted will be on a portal on our Development Services website. And then after that, depending on how many changes, there'll be another work session with P&Z probably in the summer, and then review by the board and adoption in the fall. Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Our next item on the agenda is our district reports. Let's start with Supervisor McClure.
Okay, well, this is news to me. I knew we had this video, but I didn't know it was coming up. This is a recent Pinal County Coalition to End Homelessness meeting that we have every year. It's great. There's like 35 agencies that get together and they discuss how to help people who come out of jail, how to keep them out of jail, how to get them employed, get them homes. So this is just an informative video, so please take a look. Come out of jail, you don't have anywhere to go. You don't have a home, probably, if you've been in for a while. You don't have a car, you don't have a job, you don't have anything. So where do you go? These people here are the support network that can bring you up and get you out of that hole that you're in. This is a collaboration of a whole bunch of groups in the county.
Opinions, your strategies, your thoughts.
When you're returning into the community, you don't have a job, you don't have identification to get a job, you don't have transportation to get home. It really doesn't set them up to succeed.
True story. Have you guys been to MVD lately?
A simulation today of what it's like when you come out of jail. What's the first thing you do? Well, they're going to give you some transportation chits. Okay, now you got to go here. You got to go stand in line. Oh my gosh, I can't get my ID.
If you don't have identification, you can't get a job, you can't get into treatment, you can't get transportation to where you need to go. It is a significant barrier. And so what you'll see is this long line of individuals in there just waiting to get identification. And you might say, hey, why don't you just order it online, right? Because in this day and age, that's a possibility. A lot of the individuals we work with are required to actually go in to get their driver's license. Now, if you don't have an ID, how do you get an ID?
You're going to get to feel what it's really like.
But until you actually experience it firsthand, you can't really understand what the barriers or the challenges are or how easy it is to give up.
You know what? It is key to someone's success. If someone's just been released from jail, from probation, from prison, if they're in the system, used to be in the system, going into the system sort of thing, you know, they all have these needs.
The whole purpose and goal of our program is to screen individuals who are booked into the jail to identify what services they need connectivity to and begin that connection prior to release. Coordinate with the courts, the probation officer, the treatment provider, their peer support. We have here Quentin Johnson. He is one of the first people to go through our reentry program. He actually went to the Board of Supervisors and presented on how reentry helped him.
Thanks to the reentry services, I've been clean for over 9 months from an addiction that was controlling me completely. I had the choice to continue on my path of self-destruction or change and rebuild my life. I chose to change. Thank you.
And I think the amazing thing about his story is, like, at any point he could have given up, but the fact that he had somebody reach out to him and say, we will help you, he didn't give up.
Pinal County Coalition to End Homelessness has 35 partnering agencies currently right now. And with those agencies, we partnered with the justice system and the jails and the sheriff's department and probation to collaboratively put on this reentry roundtable. We had housing roundtables last year. The majority of our folks that are leaving the justice system are unsheltered. Pinal County does not have a shelter.
For a lot of our clients that are reentry clients that are unhoused or unsheltered, they don't have a lot of basic hygiene item needs. And so we partnered with our stakeholders. We'll be delivering these bags to our individuals in residential placements and sober livings.
You could say that I have been doing this for 18 years and I still don't know everything that there is to know. It's constantly learning, constantly making connections. People move and grow different programs that may be a hidden gem that you don't know about.
This service organization says, well, we do this. And this other organization says, well, we do this. And this other one says, well, we do that. And then all of a sudden you realize that you're duplicating services. Well, hey, if we can come together and understand through teamwork like this, that, oh, wait, you do that, and we can do this, but together, we can cut the expense of that, right? And we can make it efficient, and now we can do more.
It really helps bring to light that we need to do more than just sit them down, read over their terms and conditions, and say, okay, you got it? Are you good? Because it's not going to lead to positive outcomes. It's going to lead to still being confused, still not knowing where to go exactly, still not having transportation and all that good stuff that you need to survive, but we're just leaving them with nothing.
People don't understand it. You know, if you talk to the average person, I mean, I talk to a lot of people, well, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You get okay, they can't do that. They don't have the ability to do that. They don't have the network to do that or support network to do that. And people with money, a lot of times, don't understand that. A lot of the people that I deal with on a regular basis don't have any idea about that kind of stuff. They just look at that like, you know, heck with those people. You have to help them, because if you don't help them, they stay in that cycle and they don't get out. There you go.
That was good.
That was something I campaigned on in 19 and 20, and I'm really proud of the program.
Yeah, I could see why. Rich. Oh, Supervisor Vitale.
Rich works fine. So first of all, Chairman, thank you very much, and I enjoy the welcome, and I look forward to working with everybody here. I look forward to the county, working with the county people, all the departments. My saying has always been one team, one goal. I can't work without them. I don't know how much they can't work without us, but I know I can't work without them. So I look forward to working with the whole entire team from top to bottom, and we're all one team. The other thing is I'd like to thank District 1, the people who supported me over over a year ago. I decided to run for this position, and I got to tell you something. Thank you. And without the support of everybody in District 1 and actually even out of the districts, I don't know if I would have won this race. But God blessed me, and he was able to get me through this. And I look forward to working hard for you like I did in the previous 6 years as a city council member. And I promise you that I will work hard up and down the line with everybody in the county. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Supervisor Sturdy.
In lieu of what's going on outside, don't start any fires and go look for your garbage can, because it's probably gone.
That's good advice. Supervisor Miller, that's a good report. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do want to touch base on a handful of things in District 3. One thing that is kind of near and dear to my heart is Randolph. At the end of this month, from the 31st to the 1st of February, we'll be celebrating their 100 years of existence. So if you're interested in participating or seeing that, there will be some kind of a program put out. But I think that's wonderful that they have the opportunity to celebrate that. Coolidge Chamber is still active over there. They had a nice luncheon with Nicola. Personally, I think the Nicola project and their trucking is, I think, might be the thing of the future. It might take them a while to get their feet underneath them, but I really believe that electric truck might be a game changer in the future. Eloy's opened up a Veterans Center at 519 North Main in Eloy, so for those in that area. Casa Grande and Eloy both have new mayors, so welcome them to work with the county. We've always had a great relationship with our municipalities, so I look forward to that. And Santa Rosa Ranches came to me about a year ago and wanted to know why their streets were in disarray, and there was a whole lot of communication about, well, they're private streets. Well, come find out they weren't private streets. So anyway, thanks to Public Works and our Public Works staff, we've been able to go in there and refurbish their streets. So anyway, that's my report.
Mr. Chairman, if I could piggyback off of something on that. It reminded me that CAC in Apache Junction, Central Arizona College, is having a ribbon cutting next week for some new branches. And one of the programs they're going to have is commercial driver's license training, which would go hand in hand with this that's going on down there, as well as there'll be a training center for the new LG battery plant. So excited to have CAC get up and running bigger and better.
Good. Thank you. And to kind of go off of everybody else, you know, we wouldn't be anywhere without many of our employees and the programs that we've implemented over the last several years, and that's the community cleanups that we do. We have one coming up on the 10th and 11th, in our community, and my neighborhood, there's been several individuals that have gone out and helped other people in the community, loaded their trailers, so boys be ready. The biggest part was you're going to unload, and so they got excited about that. So I really appreciate our staff for going up and beyond. In my opinion, that's what we're doing, and I appreciate that. So with that being said, we'll move on to item number 3. Discussion, approval, disapproval of the proclamation to designate the week of January 19th, 2025 through January 25th as Medicalago. Did I say that right? Medical legal death investigation. Professionals Week in honor of the public service provided by Pinal County Medical Examiner's Office. Andre, are you here? Oh, Dr. Hughes.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, especially to Supervisor Vitiolo. Did I say it right? Okay. I believe that's the first chance I introduce myself and my team to you. My name is John Hu. I'm Chief Medical Examiner with Pinal County Medical Examiner's Office for 8 years. And 8 years ago, the supervisors and county leadership, especially Leo Lowe and Marietta Shepard, their support and continuous support. So our office has grown from 5 employees to currently 15. And some of us couldn't make it because we're 24/7 office. So in our growth, and also we have a new building to equip us combat new emerging public health threats such as COVID-19, which we've been through quite a few years. Heat-related deaths, the last 2 summers have been very brutal. And not to mention opioid war, opioid crisis, which I don't know if it's over or not. I don't think it's over. So, and also the other daily death occurrence that touches upon our life. And while it's the entire medical examiner's office teamwork to carry out this mission, but it's the man and woman behind me today, our medical legal death investigator, who are the unsung hero, and they're the ones that actually go out, investigate, respond, collect information, and even talk to the family, and sometimes they comfort grieving family and bring closure to the family. So behind each investigator is a commitment to the public service and also a profound respect to human life. So with that, I humbly request this board to approve the proclamation of Medical Legal Death Investigator Professional Week. So, Andre?
Okay. Mr. Chairman, Board of Supervisors, good morning. I had some remarks prepared, but they're going to mimic a lot of what Dr. Hu said. So I do just want to thank Investigation Supervisor Susie Dolt, Investigator Bailey Seppelt, Investigator Courtney Koppenhaver-Astrom, Investigator Jacoby Brox, Investigator Brianna McGinnis, Investigator Emily Kackelhofer, Investigator Robin Lindquist, Investigator Tim Jessup, and Investigator Trent Gramlich for their professionalism, their dedication, and the compassion that they show to the citizens of Pinal County while performing their job each and every day. With that, I do respectfully request that you approve this proclamation.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, board?
Mr. Chairman, can I
Yes,
just make a comment?
you bet. You bet.
And thank you all for what you do. This, just for the education of the public and maybe for our new supervisor, this is a statutory requirement from the state and state law for counties to do this. And this team does it so well that we have other jurisdictions throughout the state that IGA with us and tribal counties or communities for for the services they provide, and their reputation is very high in the state, and we have just a top-notch team, top to bottom over there. So, thank you.
Mr. Chairman. Yes, Supervisor Miller. And I'd like to add something. 8 years ago, where they were operating, and I mean, they have come so far, and they're well deserving of the facility they have, and I was so pleased to be able to provide that type of a facility for you to perform where you started out was not good. So anyway, and to I think what Rich said earlier, it's a kind of a team thing. We were able to pull together and provide them a facility that is almost state of the art, and we're very proud of it. We're very proud of the work you do.
Supervisor Vettiello.
I just want to thank you because back during COVID, I had the privilege of working with your staff to administer shots during COVID. We handed out, we did 1,200 shots 2 times at Copper Sky through the city of Maricopa. And it went flawless. The shots came in. We were able to get them. There was no delays in getting the shots the day we needed them. All I can say is thank you very much for the hard work to get us, especially during that time. It was very hard to get shots, that we're able to take care of 1,200 people in the city, especially 1,200 elders for the most part, and public workers and stuff like that. We were able to take care of that. So through you guys, we were able to take care of that, and I thank you very much because we wouldn't have been able to do it without you, because I know other places, other cities couldn't get shots back at that time. And they were a little jealous of the city of Maricopa. But you guys came through for us, and all I can ever say is thank you, and I continue to look working with you guys and gals.
Did you have something, Supervisor McClure? Okay. Supervisor Sturdy, anything?
No.
Okay. Can we get a motion moving forward then?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the proclamation to designate the week of January 19th, 2025 through January 25th, 2025 as Medical Legal Death Investigator Professionals Week.
Motion, do we have a second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Read it. Thank you. Yes, can you read it for us?
Absolutely. Excuse me. Proclamation to recognize the week of January 19th through January 25th, 2025 as National Medical Legal Death Investigators Professionals Week in honor of the public service provided by the Pinal County Medical Examiner's Office, Medical Legal Death Investigator staff. Whereas Pinal County Medical Examiner's Office is an independent agency serving the county citizens and honoring the deceased by investigating the facts and circumstances concerning deaths that have occurred within Pinal County and contracting neighboring counties. And whereas Pinal County Medical Examiner's Office currently employs the highest number of board-certified medical legal investigators in the state of Arizona to ensure that every citizen is represented by a qualified, experienced medical legal death investigator capable of performing knowledgeable, comprehensive, and compassionate investigation into the deaths of our citizens and visitors. And whereas these professionals represent decedents, their families, and community to ensure that suspicious, violent, unattended, unexplained, and unexpected deaths are investigated and that a cause and manner of death are determined. And whereas the medical legal death investigators meet the needs of the public health, as exemplified during the opioid epidemic in conjunction with the ever-changing fields of law enforcement and forensic science, impact the American population in a wide range of settings. And whereas with emphasis on ethical, qualified, independent, and thorough death investigations, medical legal death investigators have established themselves as an indispensable component of the public health and law enforcement systems, effectively speaking for those who can no longer speak for themselves. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors, the members of the Pinal County Board of Supervisors by this resolution recognize the week of January 19th through January 25th, 2025 as National Medical Legal Death Investigator Week in honor of the public service of the Pinal County Medical Examiner's Office and medical legal death investigators.
Can we get a picture with all of you? I think we can squeeze this all in. I'd like to.
Nice to meet you.
All the way up here. We're not playing bowling. He's not the kingpin. Well, I guess he is the kingpin. Okay. Peek out one side or the other. There you go. No. Come over just a little bit because I can't even hardly see you. There you go. If you can't see the lens, it can't see you. Let's do this. Come over onto this side of her. There you go. There you go. There you go. That works out well. Sort of scooch over a little bit. Okay. Come over a tiny bit, just because I'm seeing like half his face. Though he does look better. There we go. Now I can see everyone. Sort of to your left just a tad. There we go. Looks good. Everybody right here. 3, 2. Awesome. We're going to do another one. 3, 2. I'm not seeing as many smiles as I want. 3, 2. There we go. Thank you.
Let me know. Absolutely. Please, absolutely. Nicely done.
Okay, item number 4, our purchasing division report. Angie.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Angie Woods, Director of the Office of Budget and Finance. I'm pleased to bring to you today the first Purchasing Division report of 2025. In the report, the board is requested to approve one contract amendment for RFP 242929 for property abatement services, one competition in practicable form for a purchase over $100,000. Additionally, the report contains one purchase order utilizing a cooperative purchasing agreement, and the purchase is between $100,000 and $250,000 we are making you aware of in this report. Are there any questions?
Any questions, board members? Can I get a motion moving forward then?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the purchasing division report as presented.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 5, consent items. All items indicated by an asterisk will be handled by a single vote as part of the consent agenda unless a board member, county manager, or any member of the public wishes to object at the time that the item is presented. So with that being said, board members, is there any item that you'd like to have pulled? Supervisor Surdy.
G as in golf and H as in Henry.
Okay. G and H. Pardon me. Is there any others? County manager? Anybody from the public? Yes. A, B. Okay, anybody else? Okay. Can I get a motion moving forward?
Mr. Chair, I move we approve consent agenda items A through AG minus G, H, and AB.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Okay. Why don't we begin with AB?
Alberto Ravelis, resident of Gold Canyon, resident on Sleepy Hollow Trail. I live 4 houses away from the proposed sale property, and I have questions. Would there be an opportunity for the public to participate in the terms of the sale? I'm concerned, Mr. Chairman and members, because that land is on Sleepy Hollow Trail, and if used as an additional transportation route, it would add to the overcapacity that already exists on the traffic on Sleepy Hollow Trail. So I request that the public have an opportunity to learn, first of all, the process that will determine the sale, and also ask that the public have an opportunity to express concerns on any terms before the sale is approved.
Chairman.
Yes.
Leo, would this be something Celeste could comment on now?
Yeah, there is a process, and I believe and legal can explain it as well for this, and thank you.
Good morning, Chairman. Supervisor Surdy, this Sleepy Hollow Trail is it's asking the board to initiate the sale process since it's public right-of-way that we own in fee. The property owner that's directly adjacent to this easement is who approached the county to obtain it back because they don't want to see an access point at that location. The sale does have to be first offered to the adjacent property owners. So the property owner, I don't know if Natasha could maybe pull up the agenda item map, because that kind of shows the 2 different owners that would be offered to be able to purchase it first. That might help. So those 2 property owners will be the first that will be allowed to buy the property. It won't be open until they don't want to purchase it to the actual public. Does that make sense?
And I think that is an acceptable term.
Okay.
And if I could weigh in also, I got contacted by these folks, and as you know, Sleepy Hollow was never intended to be a gathering route, and they're afraid that if this is not extinguished, that a road will go through there and it'll create even more traffic all the way into Peralta, and the traffic will go up double, if not more. So that's their attempt to try to just keep this a little neighborhood.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Yep.
Supervisor Miller has a question.
Real quick, so in my mind, so the adjacent landowners have first right of refusal, is what you're saying.
That is, yes, exactly.
If they refuse, then it could go to public auction.
It could go to public
And they don't want anything to be built there. They just want to stop anything from being built there. So they want to preserve it.
Yeah, and from what I understand from the property owner is, this is her driveway essentially, and folks will use it to park to access the state land property that's to the east and, park their horse trailers and things so that they can go access through, which is essentially her front yard to access state land. But this is not where the state would prefer them accessing the trail system.
Okay, good.
Mr. Chair, quick comment.
And then I'll go ahead.
So, and then I think also because it's public lands that it has to be assessed or appraised and then sold at real value rather than $2 or $1.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, there'll be a market study done or an appraisal done on the valuation of it.
But the sale of this would actually, whoever buys that, say the current owner of that property gets it back, there's no easement there anymore.
Exactly.
Okay. Mr.
Just to clarify, so would the public actually have an opportunity to input if it went to auction sale?
You talking about the land?
Yes.
The particular land that's being spoken of here?
Correct.
Okay. Is that correct?
There would be another notice provided if these two property owners don't want to purchase the property. So there'll be another action by the board. That would be another hearing and an opportunity for you to comment.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr.
You
Chairman.
bet.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so that addresses those two. Can I get a motion on those?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve item AB.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, unanimous. All right, Supervisor Shurdy, G and H.
Yeah, I wanted to raise awareness of several things on these, just so the public knows. The county does a lot of business that we don't discuss everyone in public here. Otherwise, these meetings would go on forever. So we shrink them down to the consent agenda. That's what this is all about. So G and H, I just want people to know that there is a Parks and Trail Department, and it is active doing things like this. And as the county grows and we do develop more parks, we'll have more and more of this to make use for whoever. And there's also a commission that helps to oversee this. And then also it talks about the weeds, the invasive weeds. So I was wondering if anybody on staff could get some information, because we don't want to only be taking care of our parks. With the people themselves, they have these weeds in their yards, on their streets. What can they be doing? Is there any other thing like that? Any grants? Are there chemicals to be used? What is the whole weed process going to be? And I think that, Mr. Vitello, this is one of these parks is in your district too, so I think you'll get these same questions.
Which one would you like me to speak on first, G or H?
Just blend them together, and we'll vote on them together.
All right, so I'll start with G. My department, we applied to a Department of Forestry and Fire Management grant for invasive species with a 3-year project scope of work that I created. By the way, my name's Kelly Fox. I'm the Urban Wildlife Planner with Open Space Trails and Regional Parks. Through this, I was able to create a scope of work, collaborate with partnering landowners, neighbors, other agencies, and with that scope of work, we were awarded $192,000 to treat Peralta Regional Park for invasive plant species, focusing on noxious weeds, which happen to be the most problematic in our county.
The main one being stink net.
So, and then buffalo grasses also. We are very well aware of buffalo grass, salt cedar, stinknet. Noxious weeds are infesting the western side of the country, really heavily in arid areas like inland California and Arizona. Peralta Regional Park and District 5 is no exception. A lot of the districts have seen an increase in invasive, specifically noxious weeds. Unfortunately, noxious weeds have the capability to permanently alter our landscape, and they can be really overwhelming. There's actually a quote that I found extremely interesting that U of A put out. It said, "The noxious weed problem in the western United States has been described as a biological forest fire racing beyond control because no one wants to be fire boss." So unfortunately, that's true, but our department is taking a stand and are hoping to learn, educate, and get control of these noxious weeds. Within the scope of work, there is a couple novel ideas that I've put together with treatment. Most of our neighbors are also using this treatment. Inside of that scope of work, I have planned for monitoring and experimental treatment sites. This is more so where I will look at combination of herbicides, various treatments, some different ways to empty the seed load out of those areas, and that will be shared with the public on our webpage. So we're going to be keeping the public as informed about what is working. All of us are just learning now how to treat stinknet, and we still don't have the right answer. But I think my department, we're really eager to see what we can make work, what will be the most efficient, the most cost-effective, what our community can utilize. Aside from that, information and resources that we'll be providing. We also will have more education. Our department is partnering with Desert Defenders, which is a program that was started by the Desert Botanical Garden, their subgroup, CASCA, Central Arizona Conservation Alliance. Members or partners in that group include Pima County, Maricopa County, McDowell Preserve, Sonoran Desert Museum, really big names when it comes to conservation and natural resources. Being partners with them will also help us provide our community with opportunities for more resources such as native seeds, informational sheets. We even were able to be a part of the design for the door hangers, informing our community more about StinkNet. It's going to be extremely helpful, I think, to broaden the range we have when we're trying to educate the community and the public. It's really, really overwhelming. I think everybody that has experienced these kinds of weeds knows that. And I think, for Supervisor Surdy, when you drive through Apache Junction, you can see a lot of private property owners that are struggling. And we want to not only be stewards of our land as a park, but we want to be able to contribute to helping our community and Pinal County residents. And hopefully we'll be able to do that with what we learn from this grant, what we can share from this grant. And I have my fingers crossed that it will be a success story. I'm not 100% sure. But we're very, very happy to have received the amount that we did. I was notified by DFFM that there was over $3 million in requests. Only 1/3 of the requests they were able to fulfill and grant. And a majority of those requests are returning applicants that weren't approved of the first time they applied. So it was very, very exciting to know that on our first try we were able to get this amount of money. Is there anything else?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. So I think it was important you said that as you learn, you'll try to share it.
Yes, so we will. So some of the things that are part of our grant is going to be educational components, volunteer components. Our department is going to push a web page and some resources for Invasive Species Awareness Week, which is at the end of February. We have door hangers that DFFM is printing for us that we can start giving the community. Because we've had people come to the park and say, oh, do you have informational flyers or anything so we can share with our neighbors? And on top of that, when we see an improvement, we're going to share that with the public. I mean, there's some simple things like mulch or even covering infestation with cardboard and then putting a little bit of mulch on top, because I know mulch can be quite expensive, that can help smother these things. It's, we don't live in an economic era where we can all pay for this to be removed and have the perfect landscape. And even if we did, seeds stay viable in the ground for at least 7 years with StinkNet.
And just some personal experience, a lot of people wait too late. If you wait until it's dried and you pull it, you're actually spreading it because
Yes.
of seeds. You've got to pull it and get it taken out while it's still green.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're actually part of the problem and you're spreading it.
And on our webpage, which is a collaboration of the Superstitions webpage for invasive weeds, we do have information on what you can do in the moment to limit human facilitated seed dispersal. I know it's kind of a lot of words, but limit how you're contributing to that dispersal. So we are trying to not ignore the problem. We're going to tackle it, jump on it, provide our community with as much resources as possible that we are able to with this grant, and hopefully make a difference in all of your districts.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay.
Talk about H2, then we can vote on both of them together.
All right, so H is really exciting. It is relative to our Palo Verde Regional Park, which is in District 1. And it is broken apart in 3 phases. It's going to provide the western half of the county with a park, because we don't have anything big out there. We do have West Pinal, but this is for phase 1. The LWCF team reached out to us and said, hey, this year we're going to increase the grant limit from $1 million to 1.5. Would you guys like to apply? And of course, with a project of this size and the amount that it will take to build this, we jumped on that, and we are here to ask if you guys will approve us going for that extra $500,000 for Palo Verde Regional Park Phase 1.
Okay. Super. Separate votes?
2 separate votes.
We need to do 2 separate
Because we have a preferred recommendation on a motion.
Oh, okay. So we'll take each vote separately. Any other questions, though, before we move on? Okay, could I get a motion on item G?
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I forgot to mention that there was a discrepancy in H, and I need to read the correction when we get to it. Sorry.
You're talking about item H, correct?
Yeah, there's just something I need to correct as far as the districts go.
Okay, so item G.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve item G as presented.
So have a second. Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, item H.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve item H as presented to update the agenda to reflect that this is an amendment under resolution number 120623-OST to include that a match is required for $1,500,000 and to remove District 5, clarifying that this is for Supervisor District 1. How'd I do? Go.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh. You read well.
Thank you. Yeah, hey.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you so much, Board and Chair.
No, thank you. We appreciate all the work that you're doing over there. It means a lot to us and to our communities. Item number, at this time I'm going to recess the regular Board of Supervisors meeting and now open up the Library District Board of Directors meeting. And as you look over this, gentlemen, these are all consent items. So all items indicated by an asterisk will be handled by a single vote as part of the consent agenda unless a board member, county manager, or a member of the public wish to object at the time that the agenda item is called. Is there anything that needs to be pulled? Anybody, county manager? Anybody from the public? Seeing that there's none, can I get a motion moving forward?
Mr. Chair, I move we approve consent items A through C of the Pinal County Library District Board of Directors agenda.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's unanimous. We'll now adjourn the Pinal County Library District and reconvene our regular Board of Supervisors meeting. Let's see here. Call to the public? Yeah, I'm going to, I don't have that quite memorized yet. I'm working on it. Item number 7, call to the public. Call to the public is the time period for members of the public to address the Board of Supervisors to provide public input relating to subject matters within the Board of Supervisors' authority or jurisdiction. Those wishing to address the Board of Supervisors need not request permission in advance. Action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter or rescheduling it for further consideration and decision at a later date. So we'll open the call to the public. Please state your name and the general area where you live or where you reside, and follow the call to the public guidelines established. Be respectful, courteous, or any other of one another, even in differences, and the board members are limited to, by statute, to only provide direction to staff to study matters. Okay. Call to the public. Do we have any? I don't have a list. Does anybody wish to come forward and speak to the board? Mr. Rett.
I'm Noel Reck from Eloy, and some random thoughts to start. First, congratulations to Arizona State football. That Scattaboo is an old-school baller. I urge the board and the citizenry to let the Cardinals know that he needs to be on their roster next season. Congratulations to the board and the county for the broadband network you're installing with federal money, and they were great quotes from Supervisor Miller in the Arizona Republic article, by the way. Welcome to new board member Vitiello. I read your biography, and your prior experience in government should serve you very well. I wish you a successful, productive term. A tribute to President Jimmy Carter, a good president who came along at a tough time, an even greater man of integrity, principles, empathy, and generosity, everything a president should be. A remembrance of January 6th. It's strange how it came and went this year with a peaceful transfer of power. It's appalling how some people seem to have forgotten what happened that day in 2021. So I'd like to take a moment to remind folks to never forget the events of January 6th or the bravery of those that fought to repel the insurrection. Now my primary reason for speaking today. I'm not one to beat a dead horse, and the time for proactive engagement has come and gone. In 12 days, the county will be forced into a mode of reaction. I'd like to know how the county will react to the combination of Trump's mass deportation plan at a cost of $68 billion just for starters, and Arizona Proposition 314. There has been some early reaction. The Yavapai County Sheriff, president of the Arizona Sheriff's Association, is asking the legislature for $100 million over 2 years for 4 counties to hire and plan for implementation of the plan and proposition, as well as expansion of the E-Verify system. I don't know if Pinal County is a part of that or not. The Grand Canyon Institute estimates 9,000 Arizona workers could be eligible for E-Verify prosecution and subject to jail time. 9,000 jailed for 6 months equals $140 million in untold loss in the labor force. That brings to mind the economic concept of opportunity cost. That steak dinner actually costs $30 plus the next best thing that $30 could have paid for. What are the next best things we could have with $68.25 billion? I'd like to know the county's position on immigration raids on schools, workplaces, and churches, an issue addressed by several Metro Phoenix religious leaders in an open letter of opposition to such raids. I asked the board to agendize a report from representatives of the Sheriff's Office, the County Attorney's Office, and any other county agency involved, detailing policies and plans regarding these issues. How will the county react? Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other individuals from the public that would like to come before the board?
Good morning, members of the board, county supervisors, our newly elected county attorney, newly elected county supervisor. Congratulations to you all. Special congratulations to Supervisor Miller. He and I and Jill Broussard are the longest tenured county officials. Going on our 4th term. So I come here every year at this time to talk about exemptions for the assessor's office for property tax. My staff will forward to all of your offices the exact details, but we want people to come in before February or by the end of February for widow and widowers exemptions, the senior evaluation, and for disabled and partially disabled veterans to make sure they apply. And they can do it here in Florence or at the offices in Maricopa or Santan Valley, up in on Ironwood and in Casa Grande. So I just want to remind everybody this is the time of year, there's a window of about 60 days that they can apply for that, and our staff will be glad to take phone calls if anybody wonders if they're eligible for this program. So congratulations, happy 2025, and look forward to another great year in Pinal County. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Roberto Ravelis, resident of Gold Canyon. I've asked the clerk to distribute to each member for the record the document I will be referencing. As a new season of public service begins in Pinal County, we welcome newcomers to the county government, new member of the Board of Supervisors, new sheriff, new county attorney. Recently, the county closed its books on the past year and recognized the performance of officials who will not be returning to their county offices either by their own choice or the voters' choice. But not all books were closed with a sense of finality. One very consequential, unresolved issue has been left for Pinal County residents and government to ponder. At the end of December, local media, based on undisputed Arizona Corporation Commission document that I've distributed, disclosed that an outgoing county official may have committed a Class 4 felony, a serious charge carrying a minimum sentence of 1 year in prison and a maximum sentence of 3.5 years, a felony class that covers aggravated DUI, kidnapping, perjury, bribery, third-degree burglary, criminal damage, forgery, misconduct involving weapons, and possession of dangerous drugs. No one facing such an alleged crime, but especially not a public official dedicated to the rule of law, should be left under a cloud of suspicion, especially a person who frequently reminded the public that he was and is a patriot dedicated to the rule of law and to the principle that we don't reward criminal behavior in this country. For these critical reasons, I request that the Board of Supervisors exercise its authority and jurisdiction to encourage the incoming Chief Law Enforcement Officer, Sheriff Teeple, and incoming County Attorney, Mr. Miller, to exercise the recent oath of office and help clear the air on whether perjury was committed by outgoing County Sheriff Mark Lamb. Mr. Chairman, may I hear you exercise your statutory authority to direct action in pursuit of truth, transparency, and accountability. The rule of law demands no less. Justice delayed is justice denied. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is there any others? Okay.
Here comes somebody.
Oh.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Sheila Muehling. I'm from the Saddlebrook Ranch community in District 4. In June of this year, I filed my paperwork to run for the College Board, the Central Arizona College Board. And in July, I filed my final signatures and my request to appear on the ballot. I checked with the recorder's office in early August about whether or not I would be on the ballot, since I understood I was not being challenged, and I was assured, yes, I would indeed be on the ballot. So we put my name on the golden ticket that we hand out to our residents. When the ballots came out, there was my name was not on the ballot. And I had several people call me alarmed and said, what happened? And I wasn't sure, so I checked with Dana Lewis, and I was told that I was a write-in. I was not a write-in. I had filed properly and should have been on the ballot. So my question to you is, we want to trust our elections, but I want to know what happened. I'd like some follow-up on that. Now I'm getting a certificate that tells me I'm appointed to the CAC. I do not want to be appointed. I was running. I want to be elected, and I'd like that to be corrected if possible. So with that being said, I'd just like some follow-up and possibly from our county attorney to find out what happened. Someone could have run against me. They could have been a write-in, but they weren't given that opportunity, and I think that's wrong. So I should have been on the ballot, and I was not. So thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Is there any others?
I mean, County Attorney wants to say something.
Chair, may I say something?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for this opportunity. We will be looking into this. I have directed my staff to provide something to the Board of Supervisors so we can figure out what the actual facts are of this particular issue. And then we will look into and offer the board what the statutory remedies are.
Okay, thank you. Being that that's an elected official, I mean, an individual that's under the direction of this board, Leo, would you get with Dana and get all the information that's necessary? That really should be the direction that we go at this point, I feel, okay? All right. Is there nobody else from the public? Well, so I'll close the public comments. And so with that, we'll move on then with item number 8. Public hearing and discussion, approval, disapproval of resolution number 2025 SUP 017-24, a resolution approving the same number case, Graham Chapman and Scott Hopper. How are you, sir?
Wonderful, Chair. Thank you. Good morning, Chairman, Vice Chair, members of the board, and welcome to Supervisor Vitiello. I'm here to present case SUP 01724, Patrick Zay Roberts, Senior Planner. This is for the Supernova Wireless Facility. This is a proposal for a new stealth wireless communications facility on a 6.45 acre parcel. The location of the property is south of East Heritage Road and east of Hunt Highway in Pinal County. And the owner of the property is listed as Dollar Self Storage number 23 LLC. And the applicant in this case is Pinnacle Consulting LLC. This is a county map showing the approximate location of the site within the county near Santan Valley. This is the zoning map showing the surrounding zoning on the property. CI2 to the east, CB2 to the southwest, and R7 to the west of immediate west of the property, GR to the north of the property. This is a vicinity map showing the approximate location with distinction of town of Florence to the south of this property. An aerial map showing the location of the Dollar Self-Storage facility and the notification area for the affected neighbors of the site. Here are some images looking northeast and southwest on the site. Northwest and southeast. This is a site plan of the proposed layout for the Dollar Self-Storage facility. The Dollar Self-Storage facility is not proposed to be altered except to add additional parking as is required with the site plan review amendment. With the introduction of the new cell tower, they'll utilize existing parking spaces. And this is a site plan showing the lease area of the property, showing the location of the proposed monopine.
Excuse me, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
you bet.
Mr. Roberts, I mean, this is in my district, and I had a hard time figuring out where the cell tower is going. I think I finally figured it out. It's on the south end of that building that
That's right.
runs adjacent to the highway right there?
Yes, it's if you look at this image here, it's
Right.
going to be directly east of that one large building structure.
Right.
So it's in the corner right up next to
Right
Johnson.
up on the left side. It's on the left side of that driveway right there at the end of that
That's
building.
right. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And for verification, the proposed lease area is going to be for 1,215 square feet. The proposed height of this monopine is going to be 80 feet to top branches with a stealth configuration of a monopine design. Some additional elevations looking onto the site. So some items for consideration. The proposals for an SUP for a new wireless communications facility. The property is zoned CB2 and is situated in the Lookout Mountain Planned Area Development under PZPD 02705. The stealth design will minimize visual impact to nearby residential zoning. Traffic impacts for wireless facilities are minimal, as only occasional maintenance is required. The proposal will utilize an existing parking area for the Dollar Self-Storage and shall require a site plan amendment to redistribute this lost parking elsewhere on the site. The proposal will contribute to improved cellular network service in the area, and to date, no letters of opposition or support have been received for this case. On November 21st, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted 9-0 to recommend approval of this case with 13 stipulations. And staff forwards this item to you for decision with those 13 stipulations. At this point, does the board have any questions of staff?
Any questions? Supervisor Miller.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just real quick, the parking, because, I mean, you don't require parking for a cell tower, do you?
No, only one ADA space is typically required.
What is it?
One ADA space is typically required to meet federal guidelines, but otherwise the parking itself for the cell tower is not required. The issue at hand with this case is that it's utilizing an area that was existing parking for.
And you're reconfiguring the parking.
Okay. Move that
I mean,
stipulation.
I'm sorry, but I just don't see a lot of people going to cell towers on a daily basis, weekly or monthly.
Usually,
it's just that's, you know.
Usually they provide like a maintenance truck and they park elsewhere on the site.
Right, and they pull into the site typically.
Right.
So
okay, because that's one of the things that's so unclear. And if we're doing this code revision, I really think that parking needs to be looked at. I mean, I don't think giant warehouses need 250 parking spaces because there are only 3 people working there.
Agreed.
You know, those are the kinds of things. And I hear a cell tower requires a parking spot. Anyway, I just have a difficult time understanding that.
But I think because it's reconfiguring the.
No, and I get reconfiguring it. I don't want to decrease because of the facility having to rearrange it. I understand that. But when I first heard it, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. Is the applicant here? Do they wish to speak?
They are.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Thank you for listening to our proposal today. As you heard from Patrick, we are proposing an 80-foot tall monopine at the Dollar Self-Storage located off of East Heritage Road and East Hunt Highway. The site is a stealth design, and maybe from the photo sims you can, is it this way to go to the next one? Okay, sorry. A little bit better where it's located on the property. So we will be within the Dollar Self-Storage, and we will be adding an additional 8-foot CMU wall per the code. So we do meet all the setbacks. This proposed site will improve network reliability for your residents, businesses, and visitors in the area, and will also provide enhanced emergency services. We feel that this is the least intrusive means to accomplish this goal. We have not received any notice letters of opposition. No one has actually reached out at all to us, and we were approved at Planning and Zoning. I do also have our third-party RF engineer expert, Steve Kennedy, here to answer any questions if you have them, and I'm also happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, I'm just glad to see that it's not one of those after pine trees.
Oh.
The needles shed on those like you don't believe. It's crazy. And it's fake. So, okay. Can I get a motion moving forward
I'm
then?
sorry. Oh, I apologize. Michelle Johnson with Pinnacle Consulting.
Oh, yes, yes. We have a public hearing component to this. Thank you. That's why you're at my right. Is there anybody from the public that would like to come and speak in regards to this? Okay. Seeing that there's none, we'll close the public hearing now. Can I get a motion?
Yeah. Comment.
Oh, Supervisor Miller.
No.
I mean, Stoney.
On this is going to be a pine tree. Of course, we've approved palm trees. In the future, what is if these things start falling apart in this wind like we're having right now, what is the process? The reps from this company will be long gone 5-10 years from now. How would we make someone come back and put this thing together so that it's not so scraggly looking?
So under the current lease for the cell tower, they'll be held to maintain it to the approved standards. If there's damage to the limbs under conditions like today, they'd be obligated to go out and repair it to ensure it's still in compliance with the zoning requirements.
And if they decommission it, they're responsible for
fully removing
putting
it
it back to the status of what it was before, correct?
Okay. I think the public wants to hear that, so thank you.
That's a good point. Okay. Anything else? Can I get a motion then, moving forward?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve item 8 as presented with 13 stipulations.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number 9. This is a discussion, approval, disapproval of the appointment of a chairman of the Board of Supervisors effective Thursday, January 9th through Wednesday of December 31st of 2025. So what we're going to do, the process we're going to do here is recommendations first, and then we'll ask for a motion and a second, followed by the vote on the recommended appointment in the order in which they were recommended. So to begin with, recommendations for chairman of the board. I would like to, for me personally, I'd like to recommend Steve Miller as our chairman. Any others? Okay. Seeing that there's none, can I get a motion moving forward?
Chairman, I'd like to motion the new chairman of the Pinal County Supervisors, Mr. Stephen Miller.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay. Now. Oh, yeah.
Okay, before we go on, Mr. Chairman, may I kind of interrupt you for a second?
Golden gavel.
Oh.
So,
I thought it would be.
you know, the chairmanship simply is just more work and not any more money, right? You just have more to do. But I think it's important that we recognize your leadership as chairman for the past year. And so we're going to start a little new tradition here of a plaque that'll have your name on it. And, you know, Chairman Goodman for the 23-24 or 2024 year. So I'd like to present this to you.
Thank you. Thank you, brethren. Now, I thought would have been bigger. I've had
No, we don't want you smacking the
Yeah,
gavel like
right,
that. Nice and
right.
quiet.
That's enough right there.
Thank you. Okay, the next item is our vice chair. So any recommendations in the same process?
I'd like to make a recommendation for the vice chair, my good friend, long-term, Mr. Jeff McClure.
Okay, any others? All right, can I get a motion then?
I'll make a motion to nominate Jeff McClure as the vice chair for
Do I have a second?
next year.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, we have our new board.
Helps having an office in this building.
Well, yeah.
That's
Okay,
right.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's almost by default on that one. Okay. We can do it later, yeah. Okay. Oh, let's do it now. Kevin.
He's already left.
Well, we'll send
Mary
some-
Allen's going to tackle him. Come on, guys.
What are we doing?
Yeah, let's just get in the order. Let's just take your.
Yeah, take your plaque.
Oh.
Because you have 4 people in front of you. All the way up to here. Works better for the lighting. Well, there used to be tape right there. 2. Nice. And again, 3, 2, 1. Actually, you know what? Myra, why don't you hold on to that? There we go. And 3, 2. Love it. Thank you.
I'm grateful that there's such an easy transition of this throughout the years, and I appreciate it's been an honor to serve with each and every one of you, especially in this capacity, and I'd be amiss if I didn't tell our staff how well you've supported me in this position, given me direction and guidance, and to the public for your support. All of you, whether it's been negative or positive, it's had an effect on me in this position and how I look to do things in the future. So thank you, all of you. Okay, item number 11. Can I get a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move.
Do we need to wait till 11:30 on that one? Okay. So let's go into 12, and then we can deal with that one right now, and then come back out, and then 11 we'll. Okay. All right. So can I get a motion to go in on item number 12 then?
Mr. Chair, I move we recess the regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors and move to executive session.
Okay. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're in executive session.
Move we adjourn executive session and reconvene the regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, we're out of executive session. Item number 13 is an action item regarding some of the discussion we just recently had. So this is a discussion, approval, disapproval pursuant to County Policy 4.2 to approve salaries above the midpoint, but within the applicable range. Mary Ellen or Brad Miller, our county attorney, you're on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Brad Miller, your county attorney. I put this particular item on in order to stress to the board the need for members of my command staff. There are particularized positions that are of absolute necessity in order for us to function appropriately in both the criminal side and the civil side. And that's the reason why you see these particular names in front of each member of the board. With that, we've had the discussion in executive session. You know what my feelings are on the particular salaries and the things that we've requested. I ask that you approve those particular salaries, and I invite any questions from any member of the board.
Okay. Any questions? Well, we're supervisor attorney.
Mr.
One of the positions is being removed.
Correct.
Just for the record, I wanted to have that on.
Yeah, one of the positions is being removed because of a particular request. I won't say in the public what that was.
Okay.
There was a discussion in the back.
So, Mr. Chair, so does that mean that in the motion that we'd remove that position from this discussion? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion or anything from anybody? Okay. With that being said, can I get a motion moving forward then?
Mr. Chair, I move that for item 13 that we would approve salaries above the midpoint, but that it would be based between midpoint and third quartile, and that would be for the county attorney manager position, the county attorney chief of staff position, and the county chief deputy position.
The county attorney manager.
Did I miss something? Oh, sorry about that.
I think Leo would
You
like
can
that,
stay,
though.
man. But and I'm sorry. What did I wasn't.
County manager.
Oh, how about county attorney, chief deputies? That's a better one. That works.
better. That is better.
Did that work for? That didn't work for
No,
me.
that did not work for me. I'm sorry.
Start over.
Okay.
Read it.
For the positions of, I'm reading it. County attorney manager. That one. County attorney chief of staff and the county attorney chief deputy.
So for the record, so that I'm clear, the county attorney manager is the position that is being removed, correct? The first one
The
is
first one. Oh,
right.
okay. So I'm sorry. I failed on that. Okay, let's come back to that. Okay, what I said earlier, but for the positions of county attorney chief of staff, yes. Okay, the deputy chief county attorney and the county attorney chief deputy. Now I'm right.
Do we need to specify the dollar amount for one of those positions or not?
Not this one.
Not on those three.
It's agendatized. It's the actual next agenda item on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
To the county manager to approve above the.
In that new range.
Yes, in that new range.
All right, so we have a motion then.
Barely.
Do we have a second? We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
No, next item.
Next item is adjournment.
No, the next item is item 14.
14. What is item number 14?
So, Mr. Chair, once we get to 14, that one.
Yes.
So, I move that we allow the county manager to approve the salary above the midpoint to be $190,000 for the attorney chief deputy, or Pinal County attorney chief deputy.
Okay.
Criminal division there.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay. And then just to make note of it, we're doing another study, correct? That was, I would ask that we do another study on our salaries in regards to these positions, okay? All right, Leo. All right. Is that it, everybody? Thank you, and
we're out.
We're out. As older.